What is up, guys? Austin here for a top 5 for a certain subject we haven't covered on this channel in a long time, and 2 years almost, guys. I talked to a certain buddy of mine who I wanted to do a top 5 with, and he was like, you know, let's do one. Then he came up with, let's do this. And I said, alright, let's do it. So today we're going to talk about the top 5 PS2 games. And joining me today, you guys have asked for him to come back after the Oscar snubs video. You guys loved him. So, and I've wanted to actually do a top 5 video with him for a while. But the thing is, you know me, I like doing videos with my crew members. But for once, I decided to God, I almost knocked my headphones off. I wanted this guy to be in there because he is such a passionate Sony gamer. So, let's introduce him. Jerome?
Oh! I guess I should put this butt scratcher away. Alright.
Oh, God.
Oh, Sony player? Yes, I am. Why? Because the Xbox controller sucks ass. Greetings, other YouTubers out there. Thanks for all watching a collaboration video of my boy Austin420 and yours truly, Romy Boy J Money. And today, we're going to cover the very best games that the PlayStation 2 has to offer. The PlayStation 2 ranks up there along with NES and the Super Nintendo as some of the greatest game consoles of all time.
Correct,
relatively due to their amazing game library of games that they have. And we have honorable mentions and of course our top 5. So
and also we also have shit stains.
Oh, shit stains.
Alright, so Jerome, since you're the guest of honor, you may start us off with our... So Jerome, like we mentioned before, you start with one honorable mention, I'll go with mine, then you'll go back and forth with these things. So you start off with yours first.
Alright. One of them is Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal.
One of my honorable mentions goes to one of my favorite Rockstar games, Bully.
Next honorable mention is another great duel, and this is the 3rd game in the series. And of course, it's one of the best looking games on the PlayStation 2. It's arguably the best looking game in terms of graphics wise, and it's the best in the trilogy, because unlike the 2nd game, which is damn near impossible, this is a great challenge with a lot of variety. And that of course is Jak 3.
My next honorable mention, GTA Vice City.
My next game, I'm so happy I did some research, because if I would have forgotten this game, I would have been pissed. Probably one of the most artistic styles out there. Okami.
Okami's damn great. Next up, my next honorable mention goes to my favorite racing game of all time, Need for Speed Underground 2.
My next honorable mention, speaking of street racing, I believe
I know what's coming up. I know what's coming up. I believe
this is the best racing game, one of the best of all time.
I think I know what's coming up here.
Burnout Revenge.
My next honorable mention, I'm not the biggest RPG fan, but I love this one, and it's Final Fantasy X. And my final honorable mention, my final one, Jerome, you're gonna be upset that's not in there. God of War 2. Yeah, I know, it's not in there. It's not in there. I'm sorry, dude. I know. Oh, God, is he getting the baseball bat out? What's that? Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I mean, I love God of War 2, but compared to my top 5, I mean, this was a hard list to make, but I love God of War 2. I really do. It's in my top 10, alright? Top 10. Okay. But those are my honorable mentions, so guys, let's get to the top 5. Shall we begin? Alright, number 5, Jerome. You're the guest of honor. You may start this off.
Oh, ladies first. I get the joke. Alright, my number 5. My number 5, okay. IGN, in one of their lists for the best PS2 games of all time, they named this number 1. Now, this is, once again, Roger Ebert. He said video games are not art. He obviously did not play this game. And that, of course, is Shadow of the Colossus.
That's my number 5 as well.
Hey, guess what? Not bad for casual gamers.
This is a prime example of an art game, but it's an art game done to perfection. Seriously, this game, it's very little on plot, but it's little on plot. It's more of a visual. It's way more visual storytelling.
And the thing is like the main character and his companion. You know, like there's little to no dialogue in the game.
Yeah.
And you probably think, what's the game about? He takes his young, beautiful young lady to this huge altar, to where if he can kill the 16 Colossi, he'll be able to resurrect her back to life. We don't know who this woman is. We don't know her whereabouts or anything. And my only problem with the game is this. The controls are hard to get used to.
Oh my god, especially the horseback riding.
Yep.
The horseback riding was a pain in the ass to get used to.
Oh man, that was really hard to get used to.
Yeah, but when as soon as I got used to it, it was, holy shit, it was awesome.
And basically, each boss battle is different from one another.
That's what I love. That's what I love about it so much.
It was like this generation's Mike Tyson's Punch Out, where you're going boss battle after boss battle, and each has their own strengths, weaknesses.
Weakness.
Yeah, write that one down.
But you also, you know what? Also was also a badass part of the game, the soundtrack.
The musical score is so. It's the same people who did Eco.
Dude, you know why you guys want to know it's so good? It's because the game was self-aware about your progress when you got to a boss battle. Like if you were close to dying, the music would be so melancholy. But as you were about to kill it, it was like da 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 da. And
you're hanging on to dear life on top of the last, on top of the last Colossi in the game.
I still haven't gotten to the last Colossi. Just so you guys know.
This one took me about at least an hour to figure out how to complete.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Without trying to look it up.
Oh, okay.
It was that brutal.
I think the one I'm currently stuck at is the one. It's the Sand Colossus.
Oh man, that one's a pain in the butt.
That one, dude.
And your horse at all times.
But my favorite one so far that I've played against is the Bird Colossus, easily. I love the bird one. Oh my god.
And here's the thing about the game: you're only armed with 2 weapons: a bow and arrow and a sword. That's it.
It's a tough game. It's a tough game, guys. But I'm telling you guys,
it's a game you need to play.
But it's one of those things. It's a tough game. But as soon as you beat a certain Colossus, every time you beat a Colossus, dude, you feel like a bona fide badass every time you beat one of these things.
Okay, here's the thing about that. You do, and yet you feel sad because
you keep dying.
No, you don't keep dying, but you killed something that's like awe-inspiring. It's like, oh.
Each boss is varied and everything else. Like, and each time you climb up the ladder, it gets tougher and tougher and tougher.
Yes, it does.
But the thing is, every time you beat it, you just feel even more badass every time you beat one of these things. It's incredible.
Yeah, wait till you get to number 16 because. Oh,
I forgot, how many Colossus were there?
There's 16.
Fuck, I think I only got to the 6th one.
Oh, dude, the last one. Holy shit.
I looked up gameplay for it. It looked insanely tough.
He's a bastard.
But, anyways, that is why I shot the Colossus, and Jerome and I is number 5. Or 4, Jerome, go ahead.
My number 4. This series is like the opposite of the Star Trek movies. Think about it. Where in the Star Trek movies, the odd ones suck, yet the evil ones are so good. In this series, it's the odd ones that are outstanding, and the evil ones suck.
I'm curious now to find out what it is.
And that, of course, and this is the second version, Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence.
Never played it. Never played it.
Okay, if you're wondering what's the difference between Snake Eater and Subsistence, Snake Eater, you just have the single player, and you have that awful camera. It's like a helicopter viewpoint. It's awful. Subsistence, totally revamped. I mean, you can have a camera that can circle 360 in third-person mode.
Really?
Yeah. Also, it contains tons and tons of material. I have it right here.
Okay. And I have a poster showing up to the left of you. Oh,
yeah, right here, folks. Right now, I bet you right now he's showing like a Nikki Bella's sweet ass right here. Just like, okay. Here's what Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence had. It had an online mode.
Really?
Yes. Multiple modes on here. You can play Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, the MSG versions. Not those shitty Nintendo ones. The ones that Hideo Kojima actually made. Especially Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. one of the most underrated games ever made. Boss battles. You can face any boss battle you want, and it's like arcade mode where you can complete it in a matter of time and earn skill and earn points and stuff. The online includes, the deathmatch, team deathmatch, sneaking missions, a capture mission, and a rescue mission. Capcom, take notes. This is how you do a double dip. Okay? So that is my number 4, Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence.
Alrighty. Okay, my number 4 comes from a game franchise that I grew up with. You guys know me, I love this genre. My number 4 goes to, what a coincidence, it's Resident Evil 4.
I wonder if that's on my list. You never know.
Resident Evil 4 is oh my god! I remember when the game first came out. I got it for the GameCube at first. Then I got it for the PS2. I still have my PS2 copy. I got it for the Wii, and the Wii version was actually a lot of fun. Believe it or not.
It's really cool how you can use the remote to, aim with,
Oh, that was so much fun. I love doing that.
Full intricate idea.
I love that, yeah. Especially using the Chicago typewriter. Damn, that was a lot of fun.
I'm gonna save my thoughts for a little bit later.
Okay. But Leon Kennedy is my favorite Resident Evil character of all time. He's my favorite one, and I'm still pissed that they bushed him in Resident Evil Retribution. Fuck you, Paul W.S. Anderson.
Oh, you gotta remind me of that fucking movie.
That's another video for another time right there. The gameplay is great. It's when they transition from those cinematic over angles, I believe that's what they're called. It was some type of camera angles, and they went to the over the shoulder angles, which really benefited the experience a lot.
Oh, I really want to say, but I'm gonna keep my thoughts on that.
Okay. And the thing is, I mean, this was when the game series started to go from survival horror to an action horror type of game. And you know what? But the thing is, the transition actually benefited the experience. Not just that, as you guys through the game, I just remember the castle level with those robed, they weren't really zombies. And this was the very first game where they weren't really zombies. It was the Las Plagas virus.
Las
Plagas. And those things were a bitch to deal with. My God.
There was 3 different kinds. Okay, one, this happens when you do so much damage, or they blow their heads off, and something comes spurting out. It's one of 3 things.
Yeah.
One of them is like this weird looking like octopus thing,
almost like a scissor or some shit, right?
With like a blade, and he can swing at you.
Yeah.
The second one is like this. It's like this worm-looking thing. If you get too close to it, it munches on your head and eats your head off. And the third one is like a spider creature, or one of another.
Yeah.
And this is where the semi-automatic sniper rifle comes in handy. But I'm going to say my thoughts.
Oh God! And the best part is the game was highly replayable. Like, you could replay this game, but you would never be disappointed by it. But I know Drill wants to say a lot about it, so I'm gonna just keep my thoughts from right there. But anyways, that is why Resident Evil 4 is my number 4.
Number 3. This is the best action game on the PlayStation 2. And Austin should have had this in his top 5. God damn it!
I know. Was it God of War 2?
God of War 2! Everything you loved about the first game is improved in every way, shape, and form in God of War 2. God of War 2 has one of the best combat systems. You have multiple weapons. You have an amazing story. Because the game was when it took place, it was all about perspective. The game's way longer. I remember first time,
yeah.
The first God of War game, it only took me 8.5 hours to complete first time. And this one, it took me like 13, 14 hours to complete first time. It's
that's right, yeah.
And you can carry over everything you have to a new game plus.
Yeah, that's what I loved about it so much. Replay value, folks. Replay value.
And you have better magics. You got the Atlas Quake. So good. And this is the best action game on the PS2. And even IGN agrees with me because they give it a 9.7. So there you have it. My number 3, God of War Dos.
Well, my number 3, this is more of a kid-friendly game. It's more kid-friendly. When I grew up with the first one after one of my best friends showed me it. The second one, like you say with God of War 2, with God of War 2 improved upon everyone else. Kingdom Hearts 2 improved upon Kingdom Hearts 1 in so many ways. The storyline was incredible. The gameplay was just, oh my god, the gameplay was incredible in the game.
This is where they feature all the Disney characters.
Yeah.
Hey, think about this for a second. You know, just think about this. Donald Duck. He talks funny, he wears no pants, and he has a sailor outfit on.
I don't know.
Think about that, folks. Just think about that.
But anyways, I can talk on and on, but I want to say my praise for my top 2 games, which you guys will hear. Yeah.
They're fantastic.
Pretty much. And that is why Kingdom Hearts 2 is my number 3. You may go. Number 2.
Number 2 is John Cena, because he's a big pile of shit, but my number 2 favorite video game, or I consider it to be the best video game of all time. You mentioned it earlier. It is the greatest survival horror video game in history. Resident Evil 4.
My number 2 would speak against that, but we'll save that for later.
Alright. Resident Evil 4. Why does this made it such a significant impact? If it wasn't for this game, many games nowadays that uses the over-the-shoulder camera techniques, like
Gears of War specifically.
Gears of War, Uncharted, Grand Theft Auto, and many, many more. Let's face it, Resident Evil wasn't really that popular until 4 came along.
Yeah, it really wasn't. Resident Evil 2 was the best one until 4 came out.
Oh, yes, that is true.
Yeah.
And, you know, you mentioned your favorite character is Leon Kennedy. I like Chris Redfield. That's because, well, that's his face. Here's what the PlayStation 2 has over the GameCube version, okay? With the PlayStation 2, I think it's more difficult because you don't get as much ammo.
It's way more difficult, yeah.
It's way more difficult on there. And with the PlayStation 2, you have a featured weapon.
Yeah, you do.
You can get it for free if you beat professional mode. It's called the PRL 412.
Is that like a laser can or something?
It's, okay, think of it as like a railgun. And with Resident Evil 4, what's great about this game is you can play the game over and over and over again because you can carry over all of your stuff. And my weapon of choice for the game, for pistols, I use the Red 9. And oh, you cannot forget the Merchant. The Merchant in Resident Evil 4.
What are you buying?
What are you buying? What are you selling?
Thank you.
That is my number 2. Action horror doesn't get much better than this. Resident Evil 4.
To me, my number 2 is the best survival horror game of all time. It's not action horror, but this is straight up survival horror at its best. To me, and that is Silent Hill 2. Yep. I've loved this, you know, I will say this right now. I loved Resident Evil 4 until then. I saw the Silent Hill collection, the HD collection. And I have played it on the PS2, I really have. But I played Silent Hill 2 and holy shit. In terms of scares, I have never played something more terrifying than this, seriously. Resident Evil 4 is in a class of its own, seriously. It's just incredible on its own. But with survival horror, I don't think any game did it better than this one. For a few reasons. For one thing, the radio. The radio thing, oh my god. The first time we turn that on, you hear the static on it. And that would just tell you monsters in the area, and I love that. The fear of the unknown is so present in Silent Hill 2. And the nurses. Oh my god, the nurses are one of the scariest things I've ever seen.
What is it about great survival horror video games that are made into shitty movies?
Don't remind me of that. Don't remind me of that movie. Don't remind me of that. Don't remind me of that. Do not remind me of that. And not just that, it's a very emotionally resonant game. I mean, you figure out some certain things when it comes to the main character's wife. You meet these really screwed up characters. You meet this little girl. You meet this one girl who's trying to conspire against James. It's just, oh, it's so unforgettable. Seriously, guys. If you're a fan of survival horror games, you haven't played not Resident Evil, Silent Hill 2. You're missing out on possibly the scariest game of all time here, guys. I love the soundtrack so much. I want to download the soundtrack. That's how much of a horror buff I am. But that is why Silent Hill 2, believe me, guys. If you want to know my praise, you can click right here for my review of it. It's a damn masterpiece. It's in my top 5 favorite games of all time. That's how much I love it. But that is why Silent Hill 2 And my number 2, what a coincidence.
Number 1, you will expect a lot of people to have this as their number 1, and rightfully so. No other PS2 game offers more gameplay or replay value. It's one of the best reviewed games of all time, and it's the best-selling game on the PlayStation 2. And I did a top 10 greatest games of all time list on my Facebook page. This is my number 5. My number 1 is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Obvious choice is obvious.
You're not going to find another game that has more replay value or gameplay. The amount of shit you can do in this game is unreal.
I will give it that. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do in San Andreas. There's a lot.
You can go gambling at the casinos, you can play pool, you can go to a shooting range, or you can learn a martial art, you can do you can modify your cars, you can fly planes, helicopters. Like every Grand Theft Auto game, they're always inspired by, great Hollywood films.
Yeah.
This one, you can tell it's influenced to Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood, and a little bit of Friday.
I haven't seen Friday, actually.
One of my favorite comedies ever. And
damn!
Okay,
I know that part.
Young Melee. Okay, he's an artist, a rapper. He played the voice for CJ, Carl Johnson.
Wow.
Dude, I don't know if this was a great thing or curse, because I am not kidding you, folks. I'm not kidding. If you go to Young Melee and go to his music video, read the comments. They're nothing but San Andreas related comments.
Really?
Every single one. The possibilities in this game is endless. There has not been another game I put more hours in than San Andreas, and that's why it is my number 1. I will say this: if the game had a multiplayer, it would be my number 1 game of all time.
Wow. Well, my number 1 game of the PS2. Now, as I said before, I'm not the biggest Grand Theft Auto fan, but I do really love GTA 5. I love Vice City, and I do love San Andreas. I love it. But this game is in my top 5 games of all time. As a matter of fact, it's my number 2 the last time I checked. And to me, it's my favorite hack and slash game of all time. My number 1 favorite PS2 game of all time goes to Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition. Not Dante's Awakening, not the original one, but the other edition, Special Edition. Now, I have... Anyway, I had to, I had to. Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition literally perfected everything. The storyline was great. I mean, yeah, the dialogue is cheesy as hell. Don't get me wrong about that. Yeah. But it's still fun as hell.
Let's not forget Virgil.
I was about to get to that. Virgil is also one of the most badass antagonists ever in a video game. Seriously, his samurai sword, his moves and everything, and his devil trigger is badass. Dante is also one of the most badass protagonists in video game history. His red coat.
I will say this, your Devil May Cry 3 is a prequel to the original.
It's a prequel?
Let's just say in the prequel, yeah, he's a bit of a smartass in the third game.
I love that. I love that, though. He's an amazing smartass. Seriously. He's like, come here, Fido. Come here, doggy. Come here, doggy.
It's better than him as a fucking emo.
Oh my god. I enjoyed the reboot. That's just me, though.
It's a fun game, but I couldn't stand what they did to that.
I understand that, but I like the new Dante. His styles, there was sharpshooter, sword master, there is freestyle where you can like jump on walls. You can use a demon and slide down as like a skateboard or some shit. There's also the Quicksilver style. There's the doppelganger style. As soon as you get to a certain point in the game, the boss fights are also forget about it on the regular edition. Forget about the boss fights because they're impossible. I have beaten the regular edition. I actually haven't beaten the regular edition.
Oh, okay, folks. If you know, okay, Devil May Cry 3: Dante's Awakening. The normal mode in that game is the Japanese hard mode.
It's hard as shit, guys.
It's brutal.
Yeah, it's Dark Souls. I'm dead serious. That's Dark Souls.
And if you die, you start the whole damn chapter all over.
Yeah. I'm telling you guys, it's fucking Dark Souls. The ending boss fight is just, dude, that's something you would see in an epic movie right there. It's just, oh, and the ending to the game is also just damn great. It leads into Devil May Cry 1, I believe. Yeah, it leads into Devil May Cry 1, then you play Devil May Cry 4, then you play Devil May Cry 2. Well, don't play Devil May Cry 2 because it sucks. That is why Devil May Cry 3 is my #1 favorite PS2 game of all time. Special edition. Not the original, the special edition. And guys, those were Jerome and I's top 5 PS2 games of all time, along with some honorable mention. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down, let us know below what your top 5 PS2 games of all time are. Also, your honorable mentions. Also, I thank Jerome for being on this with me. Yeah, Jerome, you may say what you want to say.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this top 5 best PS2 games of all time. Until the next video or upload, stay tuned. And once again,
Oh God.
motherfuck, lights, camera, jackass.
And
fuck my pocket.
thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please comment, share, like, and subscribe. And until the next video review or top 5, I will see you guys next time.